The Legend of Zelda series has some of my favorite video game music of all time, and I love listening to its music during my free time. So today I'll be telling y'all what I think the best song from every Zelda game is. I've watched some videos on this topic, and most of them have the same choice for each game. And I've got some hot takes on this topic, so I wanted to share mine. So without further ado, let us begin. Let's say, hypothetically, that Skyward Sword had a song unlike anything from the series. A song that reminded you of a tune from a little-known game made in 1993 for the SNES. A song that, anytime you heard it, just made you say Skyward Sword. A song for a game with the second worst motion controls of all time. You knew it was coming. That song is Ballad of the Goddess. Yeah, I know I said I would do hot takes, but this song is just too iconic with Skyward Sword. Also, I haven't finished the game yet, so I don't really have any other contenders. There was also a Hyrule Warriors and a Smash Bros. Remix of this song that slapped. For Minish Cap's best song, I keep seeing the same thing on YouTube. It's always either Minish Village or Minish World. They're both great songs, but I recently beat Minish Cap, and one banger song kept appearing throughout. That song is The Boss Theme. This song is really underrated and has a great beat to it. The guy playing the piano for this one did great. Whenever I listen to this one, I airplay the piano to the notes of the song. Why the hell do I do this? For Ocarina of Time's best track, it's usually tough to decide because there are so many great songs from that game. Usually the one that wins is Aria's song, which is a good song, but my intellectual mind says that Gerudo Valley wins. This wide variety of instruments helps the song feel much more fresh. It's a song that carries a meaning with it, a song that tells the tale of the Gerudo people, a people terrorized by the merciless wind of the desert. There was a remix of the song in a Major Link animation that fit the moment perfectly. Highly recommend that you check it out. And now for Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask is my favorite Zelda game, in case you didn't know, so I will have a lot to say about this one. It is one of my favorite soundtracks in the series, with songs like Ikana Castle, Stone Tower Temple, the Song of Healing, and Ode to Order. These songs help give the game a great vibe, helping the game about all your favorite NPCs from Ocarina of Time coping with the fact that they're going to die feel much more real. All of the songs do their job perfectly, and many people think that the best song from Majora's Mask is the Song of Healing. Now, Song of Healing is a magical track that tells the feeling of letting go all your sorrows and healing, and is not the best song in the game. Now, I know, bear with me here. The best music track from Majora's Mask is Final Hours. This song is one of the most impactful video game tracks I've ever listened to. It above and beyond accomplishes all that it was supposed to. It provides a background for the final hours immaculately. It provides the feeling that the world is truly going to end. Like, it's over, it's done, the jig is up. It's like that one scene in Loki when they're on Lamentus 1, and it also has a moon crashing into it, and then there's the ship that's supposed to escape from the planet, and it gets hit by a rock and explodes, and then they realize that there's no hope left, that there truly is no escape. This song provides a really somber feeling with the synth. It's playing throughout the entire thing, and the bells of Clocktown ring, reminding you that there's no time left. The remixes of this song are great, and as the Zelda and Chill version is so good, it's almost better than the original. I really hope that they included such an emotional track in Tears of the Kingdom, but I was disappointed. Hopefully in the next Zelda game there will be another music track like this. Like, what other game has this? Oh wait, Persona 3 has different music tracks for the final month of the game. Oh well, never mind. And now for the next game, Twilight Princess. Now, this will probably be one of my most controversial takes, but I think that the best song in Twilight Princess is Princess Zelda's boss theme. Now, I know most people do like Midna's Lament, and I can see where they're coming from. It's a great theme song and comes at an extremely crucial point in the game, but there's one thing that holds it back in my opinion. If you encounter any enemy during the ride save Midna, the theme is instead replaced by the main battle theme or the Twilight battle theme. This is extremely annoying, like, dude, I'm just trying to listen to this amazing song, go away. But let me defend my pick. When you start off the Princess Zelda fight, it's pretty dramatic. Despite Midna's efforts, Ganon has possessed Zelda and Midna is knocked out, so Link is without Midna's help for this fight, which is something that rarely happens. Then the fight starts, and you get to hear the music. It first starts off as a remix of the Ocarina of Time Ganondorf fight, a nice callback reference. Then it transitions to a creepy and distorted version of Zelda's Lullaby, and then the orchestra rises and it transforms into its own heroic song. Now this is how you make a final boss remix. Have an OG theme as a callback to old-time fans, then distort Zelda's Lullaby because you're fighting a possessed Zelda, then throw in a dramatic orchestra part that fits how the boss feels. Definitely my favorite boss theme out of any Zelda game. Now we're going to Four Swords Adventures. Now I haven't played Four Swords, and Four Swords reuses a lot of music tracks from A Link to the Past, so I'm going to have to break my rule and use a remix song that originated from a different Zelda game. I'm sorry, but I came up with nothing. So, the best song from Four Swords is the Woods theme. I'm pretty sure it's a remix of the Death Mountain theme from Link to the Past, but I could be wrong there. It reminds me of playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl Subspace Emissary and doing that one level where you play as Link and Yoshi, and this theme was playing in the background. But yeah, if anyone has any other ideas, leave your best guess in the comments. And we're off to the child timeline. And with it, Wind Waker. Wind Waker has some really good songs, no surprise. I usually see people choose Dragon Roost Island as the best song from Wind Waker, but my personal opinion says that the best song is Molgara's theme. This song is a banger. The rolling, tumbling theme goes well with the style of the boss fight and the sand instead. The Hyrule Warriors also made a great remix of this song. Next up is Phantom Hourglass, for which I choose Linebeck's theme. This is the little jingle that plays when you meet Linebeck. It's a good theme that fits the pirate extremely well, with the trumpets and orchestra doing good work. And now it is time for Spirit Tracks. I haven't played Spirit Tracks, although I definitely should, as I've heard great things about it. Although I was listening to the soundtrack, and my favorite song from there was the Overworld theme. I love the sound of the pan flute as it reminds me of the world revolving theme from Deltarune. It also has a nice loop to it and adds a great atmosphere to exploring the overworld. And now on to everyone's favorite timeline, the Fallen Hero timeline. And with that, we start with A Link to the Past, or as it is known in Japan, Triforce of the Gods. Man, that's such a raw name. Link to the Past started a lot of major themes that would return in the following games. But my favorite of the bunch is the song that you hear early on in the game. Yes, I'm talking about Hyrule Castle theme. Now this song really used this synth of the SNES to its full potential. It completely captured what it's like to explore an ancient and regal castle. And in the beginning it starts slow, but then the further you go, it gets more dark and dark. It sounds as if the darkness of Hyrule Castle is being revealed. Then from there it turns heroic as it embodies Link traveling through the castle, going to save Princess Zelda. It is a great theme, and one that becomes a staple of the series. This remix by MK5 shows how cool it would be if Smash Bros. Remixed. And now on to one of my favorite 2D Zelda games, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. This is a special case where my favorite song changes in the different versions of the game. In the first two versions, my favorite song is Tal Tal Heights. This is such a hype and thrilling track, and it sounds like something out of the Mega Man game. It sounds super great on the old Game Boy as well. Now the Switch remake of the game redid the soundtrack, and from that a new favorite of mine emerged, which is the Face Shrine theme. This soundtrack is absolutely insane. I don't know how they managed to make such a great and meaningful track, and the new violin that they added to it is so great. In fact, this is my favorite dungeon theme of all time, and it's something that all dungeon themes should strive to be. And now on to the Oracle games, starting with Oracle of Seasons. My favorite song is the Skull Pirate theme. I remember playing through this game and hearing that nice little jingle, and it really stood out to me. It sounds a lot like what the theme for a bunch of Skull Pirates would sound like. I do like their storyline a lot as well, except for that stupid part where you have to carry the pirate's head around and it tells you where the bell is. Where is it, you stupid pirate? Fuck! Next is Oracle of Ages. My favorite track from Oracle of Ages is Ralph's theme. This theme plays whenever the character Ralph appears on screen, usually to talk to Link. I haven't beaten this game yet, but this is a clear favorite for me. It's a quick, fun jingle that's really nice. The Skull Dungeon theme is also really good. It takes second place to me. And next is A Link Between Worlds. As we stated before, my favorite one from A Link to the Past is the Hyrule Castle theme. But what would happen if they decided to reverse that song? Well, then we'd get a banger, and my song choice for this game. Lorule Castle's theme. This is a great sequel to Link to the Past's Hyrule Castle theme, and it holds up really well. It gets louder and there's more instruments the more you get through the dungeon, and when the choir kicks in, it's just so good. Amazing castle theme. Unfortunate that Nintendo uses a potato as the speakers for their handhelds if they're gonna make bangers like these, besides the Switch, of course. And on to the original Legend of Zelda for the NES. For the best song from this game, it's pretty obvious. The best song is the Overworld theme. This theme has been a classic in the Zelda franchise since forever. It's now the main theme of the series, and it's probably the most iconic song in Zelda. It's a mainstay, and it doesn't sound half bad at all. It loops pretty well, and compared to the other 4 or so tracks in this game, it's my clear favorite. Now it's on to Zelda 2 Adventure of Link. Adventure of Link was a pretty controversial game in the series, but there is one song that stands out among the rest, and that is the Palace theme. This game's palaces are brutal, but at least they made a banger song to help you ease through them. This song got even more popular in Super Smash Bros. Melee with the introduction of Hyrule Temple, a stage that had a great remix of this song on it. And now we finished off all the games on the timeline. And I'm going to cover the Hyrule Warriors games now, then I'll cover the Wild Era. So that starts us off with Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. I'm going to be real with you, I really don't like this game, but if there's one thing this game got right, it's the soundtrack. This soundtrack is some of the best music I've ever heard in gaming, and probably has the best soundtrack of any of the games I've covered today in my opinion. It remixes some of the classic Zelda themes, while also adding new ones as well. The Hyrule Field theme sounds great. The Twilight Princess Hyrule Field theme is a banger. The Palace of Twilight theme is incredible. Eclipse of the Sun and Eclipse of the Moon are all amazing new tracks. The Solidus cave theme is really good. The Skyloft theme goes great with the metal guitar. And the Heart of the End theme sounds really cool. The vocal line theme sounds like a crossover with Lord of the Rings. And Eclipse of the World is one of the best final boss themes I've ever heard. But the best one, in my opinion, is Psycho Storm. This song plays during the second Sia level or something. I don't know. The one with Dark Link. Absolutely love this track. The great organ-like chords and the trumpets make the track fit Dark Link so well, and the stage itself too. Dark Link is pretty menacing in this game, and the song only adds to that. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is next, and again, it's got some of the best songs I've ever heard in a Zelda-like game. They ditched the electric guitar and instead went with an orchestra-like style, and it made some bangers. Their remakes for Mipha's theme, Revali's theme, and Urbosa's theme were great. The Hold the Line theme is an absolute masterpiece. DLC has some good songs too, like the Vicious Enemies Abound theme is surprisingly good. Same with the Assault theme. And the song Crescendo is a really nice remix of the Breath of the Wild theme. But my favorite song from this game is Rescue Operation, Enemy Keep version. This is a very underrated track, and it goes so well with the desperate nature of the second they call a citadel run. The regular version of this track is good, but the second you go into an enemy keep, the music changes, and it's absolutely insane. The orchestra and the trumpets go crazy, and the vocal part at the end gives me goosebumps every time. What a great track. Sometimes when playing this level, I'll simply stay in an enemy keep just to listen to this song more. Now to our last two games. First with Breath of the Wild. I honestly didn't like Breath of the Wild's soundtrack that much, as it just didn't suit my personal style. But there was one song that clearly did, and that was the best song, also known as the Hyrule Castle theme. Hyrule Castle is the final area of the game, and this song really drives that point home. It feels like a culmination of everything you've done throughout your journey. The little snippets of the main Zelda theme that are in the track is a nice touch as well. And there's an inside theme and an outside theme. While I do like the outside theme a little more, they're both great. And they even made a transitioning track for when you go from inside to the outside or vice versa. This is the second Hyrule Castle theme to make this list. Just goes to show how much they nailed this track in the Zelda series. And now on to the latest Zelda game to release at the time of writing the script, Tears of the Kingdom. I had the same problem with this game's soundtrack as I did with Breath of the Wild, but they did something different with this game. They gave all the bosses unique themes. And I know that everyone thinks that Kogera's theme is good, and that the Wind Waker callback is nice, but I personally think that the best song from this game is Muktarok's theme. Now, I know that this is a wild pick, but I really love the Muktarok theme. It reminds me of a Majora's Mask-like tune, and the creepy Zonai voices cutting in is also good as well. Now, I know that this is probably the most wild of my opinions, and I understand that you probably disagree. But this is just my opinion. If you disagree, then that's fine by me. Just keep it simple. I think one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like this track is that just the Muktarok boss fight as a whole isn't that good, and so they aren't really concentrating on the song and more, gotta hit this guy, I gotta hit him. And there goes the video. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like, don't forget to subscribe, and see y'all later.